cloud? Why are you in the cloud? How'd you get there?
It just goes there because you need space in your computer or in your phone, which is a small computer.
Jonesy and Ray, just wondering.
Welcome back to Just Wondering podcast, where we will surprise each other with whatever topics come to mind. We literally know nothing and have made a rule to never research before recording, so buckle up.
We're your hosts. I'm Jones.
And I'm Ray. And Jones, I was just wondering about the cloud.
This is the cloud! Should start a screamo band.
Okay.
Are you talking about like internet clouds or like different types of clouds, like cumulative? No.
Yeah, cumulus, cumulonimbus, nimbus, cirrus. No, I know about those clouds. So we are still in our mini-series that we didn't know was going to be a mini-series. So we are still talking about the internet, and we really are curious about the cloud. It turns out it's not in space. Like, I really thought that my cloud storage was just floating around in the atmosphere, like maybe in a satellite in space or in an actual cloud. Like I honestly thought it might be in a cloud because I don't know anything.
Oh, it's probably in like a server room.
It's in the farm. There's a farm that's called the cloud, I think.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Oh.
I know. I don't know if that's true. I think I'm making this up too.
Why would they call it a cloud and then put it in a farm? Why wouldn't they call it then the barn?
I think that they want us to believe it goes into outer space. It's easier for most people to conceptualize an idea if they call it the cloud, because if it's stored outside of your computer, so like if this is my computer, I don't think that it's going to go to Arizona and be kept in like these server farms.
Is that where it is, Arizona?
I don't know.
Okay. There's a lot of desert space out there, so I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of like open space.
I think that there are large spaces that have a lot of computers, and they are all like a whole bunch of servers.
That's really interesting.
It is, right? Because it leaves my computer. So like everything on my desktop has this little cloud with like a little arrow saying it's not in the computer. But it can come right back. It can come right back into the computer. I just click that little cloud with the arrow and then it's back in the computer. And then I can put it somewhere else.
It's so confusing. I've noticed that recently with pictures, like in my phone. Yes. I'll click on it and it'll be like downloading from the cloud. I'm like, what? I didn't put you in the cloud. Why are you in the cloud? How'd you get there?
It just goes there because you need space in your computer or in your phone, which is a small computer. It is. Your phone is a small computer.
True. Yeah. The cloud is really weird. And then also it's like you can have cloud storage, but then it gets full and then you have to buy more. Like, what am I buying? I'm just buying space?
Yes, but I think it could also mean the space on the server farm. Maybe, right? Because like they can't just run that for free, right? They can't just have...
No, for sure.
Like, I know if I had a farm that had goats, like I have to buy them food, right? So like maybe if I had a farm that had a bunch of computers, I need to pay more to have more space for more computers and then pay my electricity bill. Like it must be a lot of money to pay the electricity bill.
And is it like each company has their own farm? Like does Apple have a farm and then like Microsoft has a farm, or is it like one farm?
I don't know, but if someone said you want to go to the Apple farm, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to make cider. Like,
yeah, because like you have iCloud for Apple products, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that must be like they must have their own information farm. Do you think the I in like iPhone and iCloud stands for information? No, I don't think so. That would make sense. Information phone? I don't think so. It could make sense.
I think there's a lot of information in my phone, so maybe it is an information phone.
Interesting. Maybe it doesn't stand for anything like Wi-Fi.
So yes, we did say we would do a recap of anything that we learned. Something I did learn from the previous episode was Wi-Fi doesn't actually mean anything at all.
That is just shocking. Like, absolutely shocking.
Yeah, it was just like a branding tool. Like the people that invented the internet, they wanted to think of something that was catchier than like E88100 something. I don't know. Whatever their code was. They're like, okay, people aren't going to call the internet that when it just comes out of nowhere into their devices. So we need something that's catchier. Why not Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I really, really thought it did. I really was like, yeah, WI must stand for wireless internet. And I wonder if that is what like inspired the name, even though it doesn't stand for anything.
They were inspired by the idea of hi-fi, which is high fidelity. So people have oftentimes thought that Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. So wireless fidelity doesn't actually make any sense at all, but they wanted something that sounded catchy, and hi-fi is a thing that people have heard of. Not me. I was not.
I was like, I've never heard that before. I thought you were trying to say high five.
That would make a lot more sense to me. I know what a high five is. I don't know what high fidelity is.
I'm not even sure I know what regular fidelity is. So
I thought that fidelity was like when you're faithful to someone.
But now that we're saying it a lot, I don't know what it means.
Infidelity means that you cheated, right? So
right,
fidelity
okay.
must mean that you are faithful. So high fidelity must mean you're like very faithful.
Yeah, and truly, like, I'm hearing this word and I feel like I use it at work a lot, but right now I can't, like, yeah, like we would do like fidelity checks to make sure things are happening correctly, like you're following the rules that you're supposed to.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
So I do know what that word means in context.
It's a tricky topic. Honestly, everything seems very confusing. You get into internet and you're like, I don't know.
No, there's too much, especially because like I don't understand how it's like right now I have the internet running on my computer and on my phone, and I have a Amazon Fire Stick on my TV and it runs on that, and the internet is like all the way upstairs in my upstairs neighbor's apartment.
The internet is infinite.
It just like, it's everywhere and it doesn't even make any sense. And like, yeah. I'm so thankful for it. And I mean, obviously can't imagine what our lives would be like without it, especially right now.
I can really imagine that though.
Right. But I can't imagine life today without it. Like everything would be different. Everything would have changed. We would have had a much higher unemployment rate.
I think it's like more of a problem with your imagination than anything if you can't imagine it. But I mean, like you can imagine.
Yeah, you're right. I it's one of those things where you're like, I can't imagine it, or like when people are like, I can't imagine my life without you. But
you
like,
wouldn't want to live without it because you can imagine it and you don't want that to be reality.
I don't like it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I like the idea of it. I don't want it. Sign me up.
We would like to keep the internet.
Thank you so much. Speaking of the cloud, even when we click record on this meeting, it says, do you want to record to this computer or do you want to record to the cloud? I'm like, what cloud? Where's the cloud?
Like, yes, to my computer, please, because then it's in the computer.
Because if I put it to the cloud, how do I get it?
Have you watched Zoolander?
Yes, but not for a while.
Do you remember when something is in the computer? No. Okay, so
I need to watch it. I don't think I've watched it since I was 15.
At one point, the information is in the computer and they actually like smash the computer open because they're trying to get the information out of the computer. That's literally how I feel about the cloud. I'm like, but like you can't smash the cloud because it doesn't exist in real life. It's like somewhere else.
Well, it does, but you're just not
Apparently. Allegedly, it does exist on a farm.
Probably at like Area 51. That's what Area 51 is.
Yeah, there's like a massive server farm where there's like 1,000 supercomputers that's storing all of our information that we can't fit inside of our computers because our computers have a maximum capacity, which I also don't understand. And my computer's always over capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to like put things out of your computer into the cloud or into the hard drive or like any other place because your computer can't fit it all. And you're like, I thought computers could do whatever.
It's about storage and RAM and disk space. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. But
right, so like there's the people that understand that don't have to pay $1,000 for a phone because they can get the lower like storage space phone because they know how to put things from their phone into storage versus me where like I'll spend all the money to have like the unlimited storage space phone.
Yeah. But eventually you do have to like pay for your storage anyway, but it's not that expensive. Like even right now, I think I pay $4 a month.
Yeah, mine was like $1.51 for a long time and then I expanded it and then I still ended up buying an external hard drive. It was like, I never knew about these things.
Yeah, I got an email and it was like, your iCloud storage is full. You need to upgrade. And I was like, okay. I have 9,000 photos on my phone, probably something like that. Like, could I delete probably at least like 3,000 of them? Yeah, I don't really understand the cloud, and I don't know where things go. I always get confused because my computer will always say like, your storage is too full. I'll be like, I thought I have the cloud. How can it be too full? And then I still like go in and delete everything.
Yeah.
And then it's still too full. And I found out it's because MacBooks, apparently they'll save a bunch of like old phone updates. So, and then that takes up all the space. I'm like, if I re-update my phone, I don't need the old one. It should be an update and delete.
Right.
Or amalgamate them.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I was recently emptying some stuff from my computer, and I deleted a bunch of things that I knew I didn't need. And then I always empty my trash right away, because I'm like, also, you can delete things, but if you don't empty your trash, it's still sitting in your computer. And realized one particular thing, which was the theme song to this podcast. I deleted it from my computer completely. And then I was like, oh no. And I emptied my trash. So it's like, bye. But luckily I had it saved on my phone. So that was fine. Also, I'm friends with Peter Graham, so could probably get it again. So that's lucky.
I have done that a lot of times. Mm-hmm. It's like if you're at home and you're throwing out stuff, say you're like, have to clean out your fridge, something stinks, and you put it in the trash. Then you have to take it outside and put it in the trash, or else it's still just in your house smelling.
Yes.
It's the same idea.
If I put it in the trash, it's because I don't need it, and then it can just go away forever. But sometimes you accidentally throw out things.
Bye. Yeah, it happens. What are you gonna do?
I was like, why did that not get saved to the cloud, though? That is my real question. How does the computer decide what gets saved to the cloud and what does not get saved to the cloud? And how come sometimes it's easy to bring things back from the cloud and sometimes it's not easy to bring things back from the cloud?
I wonder if it has to do with the amount of people who are pulling things from the cloud at the same time. I wonder if that's it. Because sometimes it'll be like, if I go to click on a picture on my phone, it'll be like downloading from the cloud. And sometimes it comes in a second, and sometimes I have to like close my like photo app and then reopen it because it just doesn't work.
Are you always in the same place when you're doing that? Because I think sometimes if I have a bad internet connection, things don't come back from the cloud at all.
Yeah, in a bad internet connection, I've had things just not come back.
Right.
Like it just is like, not right now.
So sometimes you have like a decent internet connection and things still sometimes don't come back. Yeah. It's very confusing.
I don't get it. And I don't understand like how much internet is used. Like when people talk about like how many gigabytes you need for like home. I understand it on my phone because it's in a small amount, and I'm like, okay, like if you watch a movie, it's gonna take like a couple gigabytes of your whatever. Like a video takes more gigabytes, but I don't know why. Like I don't know why. I guess it's just more files bigger.
I think the file's bigger, but also because while you're watching the video, it's a constant refreshing of the internet, which takes up more internet, versus if you just look at a picture and you don't scroll past it and you're just looking at the picture, once it's in front of you, the internet can just rest.
Stop.
And not do anything else. I'm just making this up. I have no idea.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense. The other thing I was going to say is the thing that confuses me a lot is, you know, how sometimes there's like, you have your video or say like a PowerPoint presentation or like a big PDF file or something. Say you have those things on your computer and it's like too big, like the file's too big. Yeah. And then you can do something, if you know how to do it, you can compress it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why doesn't it just come compressed then? If it doesn't need to be this big, why is it this big? Just make it small. I don't want it supersized like my fries, you know?
One time someone showed me how to compress my files, but I didn't remember how to do it. And then I compressed everything. And then I didn't know how to uncompress it when I needed a part of it. And I'm like, why did it not just go to the cloud where it goes away and comes back? I didn't know how to choose a portion of the compressed file for what I needed. And that's why I actually ended up deleting the entire library. I should have asked for help, because I know sometimes you have to pay for that. Like if you don't know how to use computers, sometimes you pay someone to tutor you, but I know someone that would do it for me and would help me. And I was just being stubborn.
It does sound like sometimes we should ask for help, because it does sound like we don't know nearly enough about the cloud or anything. So if you guys know a little bit about the cloud, if you could tell us, that would be great. We'd appreciate that. Let us know what you know about it. Ray, what are you drinking today?
Today I am drinking my most favorite beer, Canuck.
Amazing.
Fresh, delicious GLB delivered to my home.
Ooh.
What are you drinking?
Fun. I am drinking Muskoka Brewery Tread Lightly. It's a light lager.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
So yes, let us know what you know about the cloud and about the internet. You can email us at justwonderingpodcast.ray@gmail.com. You don't have to put the dot in there if you don't want to. You can DM us on Instagram at just.wondering.podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye. I don't know why I've winked so much today.